So good afternoon. I have had another meeting with Mr. Akıncı. As you know, I saw Mr. Anastasiades earlier today, as I did yesterday. Shuttling continues. We do not have a solution. This is really proving to be very difficult. As I said to the press on the southern side, the good news is that both leaders are committed to solve the Cyprus problem, and they want to do it in Geneva, and they would like to reconvene the conference. But we are far apart, or they are far apart in the modalities for a new Geneva conference. The shuttling is useful because we elaborate deeper into where a solution can be found, but it's still far away. And I want to be honest in saying it's not close. It's almost getting more complicated the more details we see. Which I think is sad, because for the first time in living memory there is a will by both leaders to actually dedicate themselves to a final conference on all issues. But despite of that, the inability to find the right way of explaining this, and also the right way of structuring it, will continue to keep me busy for some while. I'm determined to do my best, and that's the best I can do.
Okay, thank you.
Mr.
Right.
Can I ask a question, please? Yesterday I asked you whether you made a proposal to board leaders or not. You said no, but today the spokesperson of the Greek Cypriot government, Mr. Christodoulis, declared that you made a proposal and it is useful, something like that. How do you describe it?
So I think what I said yesterday is the same I will say yesterday, that I am listening to what their positions are, and out of these positions I'm trying to find some common ground. So if that is a proposal, you could say it's a proposal. It's not an independent UN proposal. It's a way to try to pick up what I hear and try to combine in such a way that we can reduce the difference and eventually reduce the difference to zero. And remember, what we're talking about now is not substance. It's about the modalities for working if in June we are able to have a Geneva conference. I think this is done with full seriousness from all sides, from Mr. Anastasiades, Mr. Akıncı are both very much aware that failure to succeed here is dramatic for this process. That's also my judgment. So they're trying to make it work. Both of them want me to continue. Both of them expressed satisfaction with the fact that the process is ongoing. Nobody wants to end it, but there is still a way to go. And one day in the future we can discuss what all this was about, but I think it lays in the nature of the things that I cannot reveal the inner details.
Okay.
Tell us where they are far apart, and must security, the issue, close in order to discuss all the other issues?
I'll say to you here, as I said to you 3 hours ago, that where I see an important agreement is on the fact that an essential element of this comprehensive deal is clarity on security and guarantees. It's in its full might, which is not only the question of foreign troops and guarantee systems, but how do we create the security vision in which Turkish Cypriots and Greek Cypriots and all Cypriots and even everybody else who's here can feel secure today, tomorrow, and in the future for their life, for their property, for their sense of community and identity, and for the state. This is the key elements of security. Nobody disagrees with what I just said. Everybody says that this discussion has to happen. This discussion, of course, is related to many other issues. The governance structure, just to mention one, it has to do with internal elements of security. It has to do with external elements of security. We have been elaborating ideas. These ideas are I think reasonably welcomed, but we're far away from an agreement on this. That's why we need Geneva, and because these issues can only be dealt with in Geneva because they pertain also to Turkey, Greece, and the United Kingdom, and to the European Union in their special role in this. So far, so good. But how what do we do first? What do we do second? What's the relationship with this? Are still outstanding issues, and we're trying to find a way to solve that in line with the statements that the leaders have been making, and of course also in line with the joint declaration. It's difficult, it can be done, but it's not done yet. That's what I can say.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I will continue as long as necessary. as long as I think it's useful, I will continue to do this. But this is now the main effort of my work. There's no purpose in discussing other issues right now. We have to get clarity on this. And as long as I have meetings, there's hope. Okay. If I stop having meetings, I'll be worried.
To be continued.